Good morning. Ooh, this thing's not very loud. Good morning. Good morning to our honored students and families. I am Scott Villar. I am the interim principal here at Washington Junior High. I feel very honored to share the students' achievements and celebrate their extraordinary performances inside and outside of the classroom. We consider our children as our future. These students not only excel in academics, but also excel in leadership and teamwork qualities, flexibility, determination, self-confidence, and belief. These students are our future, and our future looks bright. Without further ado, I'm going to have us rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Lydia Moyer, Joanna Just will be...
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated.
I would now like to introduce Miss Kathy Chaka.
Good morning. It's so good to see you all here today, and we are going to kick things off by announcing the students who have won the commendable honor. Their GPA is from 3.0 to 3.5. Students, as soon as you hear your name, stand up and move to the aisle coming forward. Lucas Bialy. Emerson Bigelow. Jordan Brown. Lane Brown. Elijah Campos. Ariana Cartledge. Shelby Case. Adeline Cousineau. Layla Dahar. Kylie Devon. Mark DeRoda. Elijah Doherty. Jalen Fear. Jesselina Garza. Jazar Gibson. Lane Graycheck. Tori Greenleaf. Joseph Hammonds. Oliver Harris. Anna Henson. Anna Hightower. Samaya Hill. Damari Hills. Savannah Holmes. Felix Jankowski. Devin Johnson. Jermaine Johnson. Jordan Klanowski. Braylon Knowles. Michaela Leary. Julian Leonard Lyle. Carrington Lynx. Avery McCarthy. Daniel Mingione. Abdulbari Mohammed. Noah Monholland. Sebastian Morrison. Camden Navarre. Braylon Akmanik. Mohammed Osman. Ricky Pontius. Olivia Rhoda. Mark Skanes. Layla Skalski. Wyatt Smith. Harley Sarah. Matthew Vandercook. Michael Vons. Ryland Yarnboon. And everyone, please give these people a round of applause. Good job, good job. And now I'd like to introduce Ms. Tony for the next set of awards.
Good morning. It is my pleasure to announce our distinguished group of students. These students have worked very hard to achieve a GPA between 3.5 and 3.99. Congratulations to all of you. David Abelos. Tamsil Adil. Catherine Allspaw. Kareem Owada. Kennedy Bear. Ace Boren. Evan Bowles. Aubriana Carver. Annalise Cathcart Mahan. Nicholas Cisneros. Cooper Clark. Lucy Crawford. Ethan Cruz. Nolan Delp. Braden Dempsey. Peyton Dewey. Paxton Donnelly Wagner. Adam Dubendorfer. Emily Dumont. Brock Duvall. Megan Edgington. Mackenzie Engelhart. Riley Forche. Aaliyah Friday. Gabriella Gardner. Octavius Harris. Aurora Hayter. Alexis Hensley. Amron Hughes. Bentley Irwin. Tyler Ivy. Anaya Jackson. Sadria James. Sarah Johnson. Delaney Jones. Nathan Kazmic. Yuri Kint. Riley Lewo. Reagan Marcis. Macy Motto. Asher McCormick. Kalia Minor. Ethan Montree. Nathan Neitzel. Nathan first. Brianna Akmanik. Xavier Osborne. Josiah Perrin. Jackson Ray. Cameron Recknagel. Good job, Josiah. Jackson. Eric Rivera. Aurora Sarash O'Connell. Ethan Smith. Good job. Jackson Snyder. Aubrey Sod. Avery Staples. Kalia Stevens. Isaiah Stevenson. Misty Steiger. Emma Swisher. Cassidy Thompson. Jayana Thompson. Lillian Toneff. Jasmine Tunason. Madison Velte. Olivia Welch. Brendan Wirtz. Christopher Winlock. Callie Worley. Isabella Yo. Ethan Ziegler. And last but certainly not least, Braden Zika. Let's give these amazing scholars a round of applause. All right, next up is Mr. Kaiser to introduce our All A students.
Thank you, Ms. Tony, and congratulations, students. Again, these are the All A students, so these students received All A's during their 8th grade year. First is Caleb Adamszewski. Wad Akil Abbas. Sophia Chan. Marley Chappell. Manhattan Cook. Salem Cooper. Emily Cox. Lucas Dubry. Isaac Elsley Slates. Addison First. Peyton Geiner. Aaron Gergosian. Kiera Guerrero. Gabriella Hubbard. Joanna Just. Emmeline Kinser. Elizabeth Kirby. Ethan Lambden. Angela Lynn. Lily Marsh. Reagan Neild. Addison Miller. Lydia Moyer. Tyler Nowak. Gage Older. Claire Olszewski. Aubrey Phillips. George Saloom. Nala Sarabia. Braylon Sire. Rosa Schwab. And Anthony Snyder. Again, let's give a great round of applause for our all A distinguished students. Next up, we have Mrs. Bosch with our ELA awards.
I'm going to bring this down. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, moms and dads, grandparents, special guests. Thank you for being here. And I'd like to start with just a quick thank you, another thank you, to Mr. Villar, Mr. Kaiser, Mrs. Tony, and Mrs. Youngs for putting this whole ceremony together. It's a lot of different things, a lot of different pieces that have to fall together. And thank you very much from the entire staff to you folks for putting it together. Can you help me with that? Thank you. Okay, now quickly I would like to pass the microphone off to two of my colleagues, Mr. Morris and Miss Purdy, for their Language Arts Awards.
Good morning. Is this on? All right. Mark Dorota you're just gonna come up around. Yep. Thank you. Your turn.
I'm giving the Language Arts Award to Santonio Jenkins.
Okay, and from your other language arts teachers, you have to listen carefully because these are all surprises now. Mrs. Scott, Miss Scott would like to recognize Kenneth Llewellyn and Tylen Bryant. Congratulations. Mark them off. Mrs. Heitenhove would like to recognize Marley Nowak and Andrew Schneider. Mrs. Gage, her two students for this year that she would like to recognize, Christian Snodgrass and Antoinette Speaks. And from Mrs. Stacy, one of our other language arts teachers, Xavier Osborne and Leah Brewer. From Mrs. John's language arts classes, Tamzeel Adil and Avery Staples. Mrs. Jaco would like to recognize Michaela Leary and Lily Marsh. From Miss Gent's language arts classes, she would like to recognize Emily Cox and Addison First. From Mrs. Chaka's language arts enrichment class, she would like to recognize Anna Henson and Nolan Delp. And again for Mrs. Chaka, this time from her Honors Humanities class. She would like to honor Claire Ozajeski and Joanna Just. And from my own language arts classes, Dejanique Forbes and Lucas Dubray. Is that you? And I believe Mrs. Tony is back to the microphone for Science Awards.
All right. So all of our science awards from our teachers, beginning with Mr. Jacobs in his regular science class. He would like to honor Reagan Neild and Emily Cox. From Mr. Jacobs' advanced science class, he would like to recognize Lydia Moyer and Joanna Just. From Miss Jones' science class, she would like to recognize Ethan Lambden and Wad Akal Abbas. Mrs. Schober science class. She would like to recognize Elizabeth Kirby and Amron Hughes. Mrs. Sheets science class. She would like to recognize Eric Rivera and Ken Air. Mrs. Hannah Krass science class. She would like to recognize Kaden Rodabaugh and Aaron Goroshian. I would like to introduce Mrs. Stahlbaum, one of our social studies teachers, who will be presenting the social studies awards.
Good morning. For Mr. Durham's social studies class, he would like to recognize Amron Hughes and Jasmine Tunison. For Mrs. Ferguson's honors class, Aubrey Phillips and Lydia Moyer. Also for Mrs. Ferguson's social studies class, Anthony Snyder and Madison Velt. Mrs. Sager's social studies class, Gabriella Gartner and Yuri Kint. For Mrs. Bettis's social studies class, Michael Vaughns and Caden Rodabaugh. And for my social studies classes, Asher McCormick and Jackson Snyder. To introduce the Math Awards, again, Mrs. Tony.
All right, we are starting with Mrs. Morris's geometry class. She would like to recognize Georges Saloom and Joanna Just. From Mrs. Morris's algebra class, she would like to recognize Caleb Adamczewski and Wad Akil Abbas. From Mrs. Baldwin's math class, she would like to recognize Lily Marsh and Elijah Doherty. Mr. Brown's math class. He would like to recognize Ace Boren and Xavier Osborne. Mr. Jakubowski's math class. He would like to recognize Gabrielle Hubbard and Tiara Murray. From Mrs. Schwartz math class, she would like to recognize Ariana Cartilage and Caden Quinn. From Mrs. Schwartz's math workshop class, she would like to recognize Kirsty McPherson and Tamsil Adil. Mrs. Bettis's math class, she would like to recognize Annalise Cathcart Mahan and Wyatt Smith. From Miss Heilman's math class, she would like to recognize Ava Chapman and Mackenzie Wesolowski.
You got this.
From Mrs. Canoe's class, she would like to recognize Ethan Smith. Good job, Ethan. And Mr. Morris's math class, Devin Ball. All right, let's give it up for all these mathematicians. And now I would like to introduce Mr. Charter, our robotics teacher, who will be introducing our elective awards.
So I just say, she's not doing anything, so skip her. So Smith, those are his two.
Right. All righty. So Mr. Smith for PE would like to recognize Olivia Welch and Abdul Bari Mohammed. Mr. Lauber for STEM would like to recognize Gage Older and Avery McCarthy. In Miss Minen's STEM class, she would like to recognize Nolan Delp and Emily Cox. In Miss Hawkins' art class, she would like to recognize Sarah Bailey and Missy Magana. I tried, sorry. In Miss Campbell's health class, she would like to recognize Lily Marsh and Jordan Edning. For my robotics class, I would like to recognize Jasmine Tunison and Cassidy Thompson. For Miss Mossing's career exploration class, she would like to recognize Anaya Jackson and Ava Lupica. For Miss Watson's intro to Spanish class, she would like to recognize again Anaya Jackson. Anaya, just stay up here. And Ethan Cruz. Miss Watson would also like to recognize for her Spanish 1 class, Bentley Irwin and Jayana Thompson. And next up, I don't know. Yeah. And I got one more, sorry. For ESL, we have Danny Yazzie getting an award. Thank you. And next up, I would like to introduce Mr. Georgeson, who is presenting our music awards.
Okay, presenting awards for first choir here at Washington. We have Miss Miller and the choir would like to recognize Alexander Malloy, Braylon Sire, and Kiera Ratz. On behalf of orchestra, Mrs. Limbert and Miss Selly would like to recognize Gabrielle Hubbard and Aisha Parks. These two are orchestra. And on behalf of Mr. Rhodes, Miss Maroon, and myself, the band would like to recognize Aubrey Phillips and Missy Magana.
All right, our final awards for this morning will be our Presidential Academic Excellence Awards. It is an honor to present the President's Award for Academic Excellence. Students who earn this high-achieving award have maintained a grade point average of 3.5 or higher and also scored advanced on the Ohio State test in the area of reading or math during their 7th grade year. All right, here we go. Kareem Awada. Marley Chappell. Paxton Donnelly Wagner. Megan Edgington. Isaac Elsie Slates. Mackenzie Engelhart. Amron Hughes. Delaney Jones. Angela Lynn. Lydia Moyer. Reagan Neal. Gage Older. Claire Olcheski. Aubrey Phillips. Jackson Ray. Aurora Sarash O'Connell. Braylon Sayre. Rosa Schwab. Aubrey Saad. And Kalia Stevens. Let's give these kids a round of applause. All right, I'm going to hand the microphone back to Mr. Villar.
Congratulations to all of our students and their families. Good luck in all your future endeavors. I would like to recognize a couple people real quick. This would not all be possible without the efforts of Miss Tony, Miss Youngs, Miss Chaka, Miss Bosch. I would like to thank you for organizing and setting up this event. Mr. Kaiser, I would like to thank you for all of your oversight. I would also like to thank all the teachers and staff in attendance and our assistant superintendent for being here, Ms. Christy Martin, and our superintendent, Dr. Katie Anstead, for being here as well. Thank you all for being here. Students, excellent job. I appreciate all of your efforts this year. And we'll end the ceremony. Thank you very much. Students, you'll be going back to your class. Parents, we appreciate you for being here very much. Hang on 1 second. Students, we're going to dismiss by rows, so sit down real quick. Sit down real quick. Mr. Kaiser is going to help dismiss. And